Hey everyone, I'm Coach Matt, cheer and tumble coach, and also a mindset coach who helps athletes overcome mental blocks. If you're watching this, your child's probably hit a mental block, and you just try to figure out how to help. Maybe you've watched them go from confident and fearless to suddenly freezing mid-skill. They want to go, they try to go, but the body just locks up, and you're standing there thinking, what happened? You want to support them, but everything you say and everything you do seems to make it worse. You're not alone. Every parent goes through this, and it's not because you're doing anything wrong. This short session will help you understand what's really happening inside your child's brain, how to support them through it without adding any pressure, and what actually helps them rebuild confidence and safety. So let's start with what's really going on. A mental block isn't attitude, it's not a lack of effort, it's the brain safety system doing its job. Inside all of us is a small part of the brain called the amygdala. It acts as an alarm, scanning for danger 24/7. When it senses threat, it flips a switch and puts the body into one of three modes: fight, flight, or freeze. Now, in cheer, that might look like this: fight, frustration, tears, or snapping at others; flight, avoiding the skill or pretending to be hurt; freeze, body literally locks up mid skill. They want to go but can't. Now, the key thing to know is that the brain doesn't care if the danger is physical or emotional. To the brain, fear of falling and fear of failure feels the same. So when the child freezes, they're not defying you, their brain is just trying to protect them. You can't logic fear away. You have to help the brain feel safe again. This is where most parents get stuck, and I say that with total respect. You love your child and you want to help, but sometimes, without even realizing it, the way we show care creates pressure instead of safety. Pressure doesn't always sound like shouting. Sometimes it's silence. Sometimes it's a look after training, or the one question we all ask: did you tumble today? When a child's in a block, their brain hears this: did you fail again? Even the kindest question can make their body tense up more. So instead, shift your focus from results to effort. Here are a few swaps you can use straight away. Instead of did you tumble, you could say, I'm proud of how hard you worked. Instead of why can't you just go, you could say, it's okay, I know you're trying. Or instead of what happened, what went well today. These small language shifts do more than sound nice. They retrain the nervous system. Your calm becomes their safety. Your belief becomes their courage. Now, I want to talk about something that's very common, and it's completely human: being overinvested. It comes from love. You spent years driving to comps, paying for privates, cheering from the sidelines, and you care deeply. But over time, it can turn into emotional pressure, not because of what you say, but because of how you're invested in the outcome. Here's how you might know that you're overinvested. You need to know right away how training went. You sign your child up for privates they didn't ask for. You feel anxious or disappointed when they don't progress. You compare them to teammates or even influencers. You find yourself frustrated or even fearful when they regress. If any of these sound familiar, please know you're not doing something wrong. You're just emotionally connected. But here's something that happens when the connection turns into pressure. The child's brain links your love and approval to their performance. So when they fall short, they don't just fear the skill, they fear losing connection. That's why even small comments can trigger bigger emotions. The solution? Shift from results to relationship. Your job isn't to fix the block, it's to be their safe place while they work through it. Let's talk about lanes. And this one's especially for parents who find themselves trying to coach their kids at home. It usually comes from love. You want to help, you've watched the drills, you've listened to the feedback, and you just want to see them succeed. But here's the thing. When a parent starts giving corrections, or even coaching cues, even gentle ones, the athlete's brain shifts into performance mode. They stop seeing you as their safe space and start seeing you as a coach they need to please. That's where pressure quietly creeps in. Because now they're not just performing for themselves, they're performing for you as well. That's a heavy emotional load for a young athlete. So here's a guideline I try and give every family. The coach's lane. Skills, structure, and safety. The parent's lane. Love, patience, and belief. The athlete's lane. Effort, communication, and trust. When everyone stays in their lane, confidence builds naturally. But when parent starts coaching, those lines blur, and that's when fear and frustration grow. As a cheer dad, I know this can be very hard at sometimes, but if you catch yourself wanting to give advice, pause and remind yourself, my job isn't to coach, my job is to make home feel safe. Let's look at another hidden form of pressure, praise. It's easy to call a child a natural. We mean it as a compliment. But what that teaches the brain is if I struggle, I'm not a natural anymore. And that can quietly create fear of failure. Think of an elite athlete like Simone Biles. She was called the GOAT, the greatest of all time. But when she admitted to struggling mentally at the Olympics, everyone was shocked. Why? Because we don't expect naturals to struggle? When your child hears that they're so talented, they internalize, I'm only going to look good if it looks easy. Then, when fear shows up, they panic because suddenly they're not a natural anymore. So instead of praising talent, praise process. You worked really hard on that progression. I saw you keep calm after that fall. That's growth. You stayed patient through that drill. I'm proud of that. This builds resilience, not perfection. One of the hardest things for parents is when a child breaks through a block and then it comes back. That's not failure, it's part of healing. Think of it like a re-injury. The brain's testing its confidence again. If that happens, go back to calm, go back to consistency. Don't panic. No punishment, no pressure. Say this instead. It's okay. Your brain's just checking if it's still safe. We'll get there again. That response tells their nervous system we're still safe. Here's what helps most in the long term. Light car rides home, music, food, quiet, child-led updates. Let them share when they're ready. Praise regulation, not results. Calm over perfection. Use this line often. I love watching you enjoy the sport, no matter how it looks today. That statement rebuilds connection faster than any pep talk can. I want to leave you with one reflection. Finish this quietly to yourself. From now on, I'll support my child by. Maybe it's staying calm after training. Maybe it's trusting the coach. Maybe it's letting your child take the lead. Whatever it is, hold on to it. Because your child's worth is not tied to their tumbling, what they'll remember isn't whether you landed the skill, it's that you believed in them when they couldn't. Thank you for being here, and thank you for choosing to understand rather than react. That's what makes you the kind of parent every athlete needs. If you'd like ongoing tips and tools around mindset and performance, you can follow me on Instagram @_coach.matt. If this session has given you a better understanding of what your athlete's going through and you'd like to talk more on how I can support them, you're welcome to book a call with me. Just send me a message on Instagram. Thank you.